Hello and welcome back, everyone. This is a resume of our tutorial for Angular live streams, and here we are going to do a password reset tutorial using Angular as well as using Firebase. Now, we have been building this website. If you're new to our channel, you probably don't know this. We have been building this website since day one live on this YouTube channel. So everything we have, you see here, for example, these cryptocurrencies fetch with a real API, and with all the authentication behind it is set up live on YouTube. So you can go ahead and check all of those cities out. We set up the sign up page, the login page, and we also have a backend for this. So we're using Firebase as a backend. So I won't be getting into how we did all of that. There's tutorial videos that you can check out and learn from. So this is the Angular 14 course that we have on our YouTube channel. It's doing great, and we have been receiving a lot of love and support from you guys. So thank you very much for that. And then we also have combined the Firebase tutorial with Angular, because what an application can do without having a backend, right? We have to have saved users, we have to have authentication, we have to have some data saved in a database. So that's why I brought up Angular and Firebase combined together. So we have a series and tutorial series on both. Today we are going to do the send password reset email, because in the last video we were able to set up real authenticated users saved in our database, and our database looks something like this at the moment. This is the authentication database. Here we just have some users with their passwords. Now we can obviously disable an account, reset password from over here, but our users won't really have access to this UI, right? So obviously what we need to do is we need to create a password reset UI over here. So we can add a button over here which would say reset password or forgot password, something like that. When someone will click on it, we will ask for their email. When the user sends the email, we have to check if the email is valid or not. Firebase takes care of that. And finally, we have to send that email. And then when I will go to my email today, when I receive that email, we have to make sure that it works. So this is a two-part tutorial. We first have to set up our Angular code for that, and we have to set up Firebase for that. Now, if you are here just for the Firebase part and you're looking at this video at a future date, I would just recommend you to scroll or skip that part and finally go to the Firebase setup. But because we are also building the Angular application together, I have to complete the Angular UI right here, right now, live with you, so you can learn with my mistakes, and also we can code together, which will be fun, right? So the first thing we need to do is we need to add a button or a text here that says reset password, so that someone clicks on it and goes to a new page. So this is the login component. Again, I don't want to explain any of these things again because we have covered these things in our old videos. So let's not do that and simply go ahead and work with the password reset. So first of all, I will go here and add a mat hint. Let's see how it looks like. And here I can say forgot password. Again, a very common thing, a very common kind of a UI that we have. So here we have forgot password. Okay, looking fine, looking fine. Some websites actually have this below email, some have this below password. Doesn't really matter, we'll keep it here. And also there's a good feature for mat align. We can align this to end, mat hint, sorry. So it would come over here. I kind of like this more. I want a pointer, so the cursor to be a pointer. Now we don't really have this class. In this project, we are using Bootstrap. If you don't know that already, if you haven't seen older videos, we are using Bootstrap, but Bootstrap doesn't really have a pointer class. So for that, I'll just go to my style.css and I'll add this class over here. So I'll say my cursor has to be a pointer. So that's good. So this would work. And the next thing I want is I also want to color my text. So let's make it text primary. I think all of these are good. And actually, these are classes. Oh, silly me. So let me do that. Class, pointer, and text primary. So it's looking good. We have kind of a pointer on when we hover our mouse over it. And once we click on it, now we need to go on a different page, right? That's the next thing we have to do. So for that, what do we have to do? Can you take a guess? For that, we have to create a new page. And in this tutorial, we have been building lazy loaded pages. So all our modules, all our website is actually 100% lazy loaded. So if you don't know what that is, again, please check our tutorial videos, because it is a great feature to learn today to make websites fully optimized and very fast. And it's a great feature to optimize your website. So please go ahead and check those out. But today, again, I want to focus just on reset password. I digress. Sorry for that. And maybe I should zoom in more in case you're following the code as well. And when someone will click on it, what I want to do is I want to go to a new page. Let's call it reset, right? The URL. So router link equals to /reset. Let's see if that works. So if I go here, click on this, there you go. We go to the reset page. Obviously, this page is not found because this page isn't created yet. So let's go ahead and create that. Sorry for that. Now, how do we create a page which is lazy loaded? We have seen that before. So let's just try to do that. NGGM, which is short for ng generate module. Now we want to be inside the auth module, right? So I'll write auth and then I'll write reset. Now there's a question: should you name the module reset password or should you name the password just reset? Well, if this was outside of auth module, I would name it reset password. But because we're already inside auth, and inside auth, it's kind of obvious. What can you reset? You can reset your password, right? So that is a very common, standardization that you can use. Obviously, you can name whatever you want, but I'm just going with industry standards. And then I can write -m. So which module do I want to start with? I want to start with the auth module. And then we have to pass on the route. And the route for me can be just reset. Let's see what changes are made. I don't need this anymore. So here we have reset, which is looking good. Now maybe I can just add login/reset. I think this will work as well. Let's check it out. If I go to my login page, I'm not able to go to my login page for some reason. So it looks like there's a silly mistake somewhere. Okay, perfect. So now if I go to my login page and click on forgot password, I get to a new page which says reset works. So that means our page is now live. Now what I need to do is I need to create a form over here. So let me quickly just go ahead and grab everything on the login component. Because our form is going to be pretty much the same style, instead of asking for the password, we'll just be asking for the email. So let me check that out. This is the password. So let me remove that. Right here, I can say, instead of login, I can say send password reset email, something like that. Instead of just saying login form, maybe I want to say send password reset form, right? So I think that would be a better name. So send password reset code form. Let's just go with the longer name, right? And then here I can say on send password reset code form. Okay, now you don't need to use these words and everything that I'm doing, but I'm just, again, trying to go with the standardized form that I have been seeing in industry and the different companies I've worked for. So let's just do that, right? And we have the class, we have the password reset code form. What else do we need? We have the email, all these things are fine. Button is looking good as well. Let me just use this. Let's see if this works. Oh, we have some errors, and the error we have are because we are missing some modules to be imported. So let's go ahead and just copy everything we had in the login component, in the login module, sorry, and bring them over here. We need the reset routing module, obviously, and hopefully Visual Studio Code can help me in importing all modules, and it did. Perfect. Let's see if our website is working. Okay, it's complaining that we don't have this method right now, which is true. So let's go ahead and create this method as well. Let me clean up a few things here. Let me go to reset component. And so this method will basically handle the click, right? So I will say send password reset form, or just reset form. And here I can use ng form. And this is a method, so it needs brackets. So now, if I go back, it should work. Page not found. Why? Because I'm going to, I'm already on the reset page. So where did I remove the paragraph from? I finally find my mistake. So, login routing module, when I was copy pasting the modules, I by chance imported the login routing module as well, which I think is causing all the issues. So now if I remove this, go back here, and there you go. We have the reset password component already present. I kind of feel silly, but yeah, these things happen, and I'm very sorry for that. But again, when we are live, we have to solve mistakes together. Now, once our UI is finally ready, now what we have to do is we have to make sure the user enters an email here, right? And when the user does that, all we want is, let's say for now, to just print out the email over here just to see if the button and the form works. Because I like testing small things so that once we are done with the basic things working, then we can focus on the big picture ticket, right? So now what I will do is I'll go to this method that is essentially called when we hit the button, and over here I just want to print out the value of my form. Let's see if this works. So if I refresh and if I write a@b.com and click on here, there you go. We have it printed on our console. That means our form is working, right? Now we have to hit the URL that Firebase provides us, which is this. So this is the URL that we have to go to. It is a send password reset email provided by Firebase out of the box, and we have to send the request type, which is password reset in this case, and the email, that is the user's email address that we will be using now. So why not just go ahead and configure that? Now, if I go to my login component, because we already have one part working, I'll just copy that, which is essentially just an HTTP request, right? And I will paste it over here. And also we need some imports because we have the router module, the HTTP module, and the snack bar module. Now, let me just quickly give you a description of each. Router module is used to go change a page. So when, let's say, user is able to send the reset password email, I want to change the page. HTTP client is used to make HTTP requests, and snack bar is used to display a message at the top of our application, which we will do once the email is sent. So we will be using the reset form.value, and instead of saying login successful when the API gives us a successful response, so instead of saying login or successful, I will say email sent. Let's just do that for now. And when it has failed, I'll say operation failed with the error message that Firebase returns to us, right? And over here, when this happens, I want to go to login. So when we are successful, I want to go back to the login screen so that the user can now enter the password, the new password that he or she has. So this is looking good. Now we have to we have to send the value of the form, which we already know, but there was another thing that we have to send, which is request type, and it has to be password underscore reset. So let me just go ahead and copy that, configure that out. There you go. So we have the API over here. Let's just update that as well while we are at it. Let's see if it works in our first attempt. What do you think? Will it work? Let's see. So Nishark is asking that if you're using Angular, and yes, we are using Angular over here. We are using Angular 14, which is the newest version of Angular. We have done everything live on our YouTube channel, so you can go ahead and check that out if you're interested to learn on how to create the whole website. And Kritika is saying this happens with me all the time. Yes, whenever we are working or we are live on YouTube, it's an extra pressure. Sometimes the errors just happen, but it's okay. I'll get over it. Okay, now finally, where were we? So we have set the form. Let's see if this works. Let me open the network tab, and I will send an email to a@b.com. So it says operation failed. Why? Because email wasn't found. And this is not an error. This is perfect, because if I go to my database, we just have one user with the name P, with the email p@b1.com. So let me copy that, go back to my website, check if that works. So this is perfect. We needed that here. If I click it now, it says email sent. We are just not going to the right page. So let's go and configure that. But the email was successfully sent, which is a win. So that means our website and the feature reset password is actually working. I'm happy about that. Let's see if now it goes to the right page as well once we have updated that. So p@b1, email not found, which is good. p@b1. Now p@b1 should work, and we are on the login page. So that is perfect. I'm very happy. Now, while we are at it, let me use my personal email ID just to make sure if things are working, right? So I'll enter Pranav, and then I'll enter my email. Super secure password 123456. 123456. First of all, let's see if an account creation works. Account successfully created. I can go back to my real-time database, and if I refresh this, we have the new email. So that is perfect. I'm so happy about this. Now, let's see if we can log in. First of all, prnav196@gmail.com. Yes, we can successfully log in, which is great as well. We got the response. Now, finally, we want to check the forgot password feature that we just built together. So, Bhatia Pranav1996@gmail.com. And password reset email. Let's see, we got a response, successful response. We sent the, let's see what we sent. We sent the email and we sent the request type, and we got email sent. Now, final check to see if it works. Going to my email, let me zoom in, let me refresh. There you go. I got an email which is saying reset your password for project, and this is my project code. And here you go. I have the perfect email working fine in our first attempt. I am very happy with that. And now once I click on it, we should be able to directly go to a UI created by Firebase and reset the password over there. Right now, my password was 123456. Now I want to set the password to, let's say, 000000. So let's click on that. And there you go. This is a UI created by Firebase for us. Now, could we change this email, make it more beautiful? Obviously, we can 100%. We can customize this, but that is a topic for another day, another video. Can we change this URL and use a URL on our website itself? Again, the answer to that is yes, we can do all that customization, but for now, I just want to make a minimum viable product, which is a feature that is working. So over here, I'll enter the password. Again, super secure 000000. If I save, it says password has changed. So now if I go back and try to do the login, I can write Bhatia Pranav1996@gmail.com. And if I enter my old password, it should fail, right? I entered 123456. As you can see, I sent 123456. It says invalid password. Let's send 6 times 0, and there you go. Login was successful. Password is successfully reset. We have checked everything, and I'm very happy about it. Now, Nishark is asking a few questions that what is Firebase used for? Well, Firebase is used for everything from hosting our website to having a database on our website, to having authentication on our website. So Firebase essentially provides two services. One, it can either act as a backend for our front-end project. So let's say you have a mobile application or just a website, or both. You can use Firebase as a backend engine. So everything that your website would need to go live can be set up using Firebase. And that's why we are using Firebase to build our Angular application. We are just focusing on the front end, as you can see. We didn't set up any database. We didn't set up anything on the back end. We are simply creating a front-end application, connecting it with Firebase. Firebase is basically Google Cloud, and it provides some features which are really easy to use. For example, this is our application. We can see all the users created over here. We can see the sign-in method. Right now, we just have the email password, but we could also sign in with Google, Facebook, GitHub, etc. We would add those features later. We can add the template. So for example, if I want to create a template for a reset password, I could go here and change this. So it would be much more beautiful if I wanted, right? Here I can have different kind of databases. We are using Firebase. We can have storage. If you want to store more things, we can do machine learning, cloud messaging. We can release our application, monitor our application. We can even do analysis. So once our website goes live, we can check analytics, how many users are coming. So it's a huge topic. I'm myself learning this topic every single day, every single week. And what I love to do is whenever I learn those things, I like to share it with everyone. Yes, it is a hosting, like we just said, and yes, it also has an API. But also, apart from the API, it also has its own, let's say, npm package that you can use. So if you don't like APIs, you can use this npm package, and it would have something like Firebase dot reset password, and you have to send your API key and things like that over there. So there are multiple ways to use that. We will cover everything on our channel slowly. But yeah, this is basically the end of this video. I'm very happy that we are able to do a password reset uh, in basically 15 to 20 minutes. The video took longer because I had a bug, so we'll cut that part later. But I'm very happy, and if you learn anything new, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and see you next time in the next live stream, next tutorial. Until then,